welcome to Community Connections. I'm Marnie Yule, your host, and it's the 1st of March, so we're feeling a little luck of the Irish, wearing a little green, so luck and blessings to you all this month, and a little bit different in the studio. We're just kind of mixing it up a little bit because we always never want to be too boring around here. Prescott Valley is not known to be boring. And continuing with that theme, I'd like to introduce our new Economic Development Coordinator, Cutter Chamberlain, who is anything but boring, coming to us from Yuma by way of being here earlier on. You're back home.
I'm back home. I feel like I'm back home too. I love it.
Well, welcome, Cutter. So glad to have you in our community.
Thank you.
So let's tell everybody about yourself, a little bit of your background. I kind of opened a little bit with giving away some of your secrets, but go ahead and tell us how that connection to Prescott Valley came back around for you as you come into the new job.
Well, I grew up pretty much in my teen years and graduating high school, and into being a young man, in Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, Prescott, the whole nine. It was all over the place, of course,
Well, so we're not going to tell what year, because I'm not going to ask you that.
And you'll tell
but
me,
you've seen, it's changed a lot since you were here the first time.
Oh my gosh. I remember when we, before 89A was even built back then, coming the back way, around the Dells right there to PV, sneaking in the back way, and back then it was really just going to Castle Golf and to seeing what PV had, and then so over the years I really have been blown away in the development that this town has done and just how big, and I knew it was destined. I could just feel it.
For greatness.
Oh yes, yeah. And now it's just really blowing my mind at what it's become.
Right,
right.
So you went to Yuma?
Yep, went to Yuma.
And how long were you in Yuma?
I was in Yuma for about 16 years.
Okay.
I went to school down there. I attended Arizona Western College. I even went to Yavapai College here while I was here.
That was go Rough Riders.
Yeah, that was my first college experience, and absolutely loved it, and then continued my education at Grand Canyon University, where I'm still continuing my education, and I think I'm just destined to be a learner, My mom always says, you still are in school, you're still enrolled. I'm like, yeah, I love learning new stuff and just trying to better myself.
So what'd you do in Yuma?
So in Yuma, I did a couple different things, but for the last about 7 years, I worked in as a marketing manager for the Humane Society of Yuma down there. And then I moved on to the city of Yuma, where I did marketing and tourism, event specialist. I kind of did a lot of different things for the city there. Once I got in the door over there, they realized, oh man, this guy's got experience in graphic design and marketing and advertising. They kind of really utilized me, and so it was a very enjoyable job. I really liked it, but was ready to do something new. Saw this job pop up, and I thought, oh man, that's an opportunity for me to go back home. So
opportunity for you to go back home, but what else did you see as the potential for relocating back here, becoming the Economic Development Coordinator for the town of Prescott Valley?
So really that intrigued me. It was the job, mainly that was it. It wasn't like I was just relocating and then, I was going to end up here. It was the job itself. Because I have seen Prescott Valley grow to what it is now, economic development is a huge part of that, of course, and so seeing that it was that position for this town, I put two and two together and I was like, oh my gosh, I think that I could really, make another impact. I'm super passionate about what I do. I love to work. I love to learn new things. So there's nothing that gets in front of me that I feel like I can't tackle. So when they offered me the position, like I said, I couldn't pack my bags fast enough. Larry Chakowski was the guy calling me up, offering me the position, and between him offering me the position and actually coming up here, I found out he was retiring. Oh man, I was so bummed out.
Yes. Well, again, change is good.
Yes.
And I think if there's one thing Prescott Valley keeps doing is growing and evolving to the better.
Yes.
And we've had new people moving here, which brings to new services and new demand for services and retail. And what do you see happening in that arena?
So definitely, of course, I know I've been saying this a bunch, but of course a grocery store. We definitely need a new grocery store in town. help the others out because they are.
So where you
cramped
know,
out.
I mean, I obviously live this too, being
Yes.
part of that three-legged stool and
Yeah.
understanding the dynamics and the needs of the community and the
Yes.
and the requests from
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah.
So grocery store, North End, East Side. I mean, to me, it's both locations
Yeah.
are just booming.
Yeah, and so hopefully, I think the North Side, Viewpoint, Pronghorn Ranch area is kind of ahead of the game because they're starting. You've got 89A right there. I know Robert is putting up his new convenience
Sure.
store right there, A&W restaurant. A couple different things. I just spoke with him yesterday, so he's got big hopes for the future of that area, and so do I. I think that
Yes.
would make sense, especially for those citizens that are north of 89A right there. I mean, there is so many up there now.
Well, and it's not only the Viewpoint and the Pronghorn, which
Yeah.
are master plan communities. I mean, and then Mingus West and on
Yes.
up north and east of there, which
Exactly.
is our, acreage and it's amazingly beautiful up
know,
there. And
it is.
I would love to,
Oh yeah.
Given not driving to work every day, I would
yeah.
love to be out there
Yeah.
in that part of the town.
beautiful, huh?
So, how have you been contacted? Are people kind of giving you a little
Yeah, so right
nuggets
now.
of what I'd like to see come here?
Yeah. So right now with the COVID stuff, it's still iffy.
Yeah.
Some of these places are moving real fast, and some of them aren't. Moving as
Right.
fast. So I have contacted a few, and I have. Hopefully, we'll cross our fingers, some plans here for the future that would make that happen. And hopefully in that area. I mean, at the end of the day, I can give my 2 cents of where I think they would do best, but they're going to land where they want to be.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, we got about a minute left, and let's just tell everybody a little bit of what's going on right now. What's going to be opening this year?
So we have the Alliance Hardware, which you've seen. That's off Glassford Hill and Lakeshore right there. And then the Discount Tire, which is off 69 and Glassford Hill. We also have that A&W root beer I just mentioned, so that'll be nice for the folks over on that side of town. We have the chicken joint, the
Popeyes.
Popeyes chicken.
Wood's going up now,
Yes,
framing,
yep,
yes.
yep. And then hopefully they'll have a Church's chicken going in on the other side of town down by 69 in Navajo.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that too. So a lot of stuff still happening, so I'm happy.
Well, it is. And
Yeah.
sometimes it seems like this time it slows down, but this is when there also plans are being made. So when it opens up,
Yes.
they're prepared and ready to go. Plans are drawn up and
Yeah.
they're hitting the door. They want to get that dirt moving and that building
Yeah.
up. So, well, Cutter Chamberlain, let's give your website your email real quick.
So it's cchamberlain@pvaz.net. So
Give him a call. Tell him what you'd like to see here. New Community Economic Development Coordinator. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Short break.
having me.
We'll be right back.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor.
If making my detox public is gonna help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Community Connections. In addition to it being St. Patrick's Day month, wearing of the green, we all plan on eating corned beef and cabbage or whatever, but it is also National, and I always say this is such a tongue twister, National Nutrition Month. And joining me is Dr. Kathy Lesnick from Dr. Kathy's Health and Nutrition, a very dear friend of mine because I have been working with her since September when we talked about getting your life back on track, losing some weight, getting better health. I turned to Dr. Kathy and she is just amazing. So we decided to come together and talk about what National Nutrition Health Month is. Hi, Dr. Kathy.
Hi, Marnie. So glad to be here with you. It's always
to have
good
you.
to sit and chat. So National Nutrition Month is sponsored by the Academy for Nutrition and Dietetics. It's been going on for a few decades now, I believe. And actually their theme this year is personalize your plate. So the focus is always on helping people to learn a little bit better nutrition, improve their health. And by personalizing your plate, that actually plays right into what I do, working with people to choose better foods, change the lifestyle factors that can affect their health and energy, and find what works for them, not just, here, take this diet.
Right, right. It's almost like relearning how to eat in a way, in a healthier way, especially the older you get, that, you know, certain changes in your body and you know, metabolism, you've got to take that in consideration. What you could eat before when you were 25 is not as good as when you're 65 or ages in between, right?
Right, and a lot of that has to do with how your body can deal with things that are not that great for it.
Right.
That whole resilience effect decreases a little bit with age.
Yes.
And it depends a lot on your genes too. You know, you have certain things in your genetics as far as how you handle different ingredients. And by changing certain things in your lifestyle, you know, your diet or your exercise or even what supplements you take, that can change the gene environment and mitigate the effects of some of the less desirable genes as well.
Oh.
My favorite example there is, well, there's a DNA analysis that I can do for people if they want, and when I did it on myself, I discovered that I have a lot of the bad variants in the obesity genes, which means that I can gain weight really easily and get fat, but I can keep those genes turned off by exercising.
Oh, okay.
So it's motivating me to stick with my exercise program.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we all grow up with the food pyramid. And is that still relevant today? Because I remember back when I was, you know, in 10 years old in health class, you know, they talked about the food pyramid. Is that still relevant today?
Well, a few years ago, they changed that to what they call My Plate.
Okay.
Which is you take the plate and divide it into sections, and that's where different foods go. So half of your plate should be vegetables or fruits, and then a quarter of the plate some kind of protein, and a quarter of the plate could be a grain or a starch, which of course should be whole grains if you want to get the best nutrition benefit and the least spike in your blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. What the average person, and you can use me for an example, I feel like I'm rather average. The average person, what are they doing wrong with their diet?
Probably the biggest problems these days have to do with the whole supersize everything in fast foods, that nobody really knows what a normal serving size is anymore. And just the prevalence of junk food, highly processed foods, lots of sugar, lots of salt, lots of fat. And our taste buds have been conditioned by that and by all the ads on television, and nobody really knows what to eat anymore. Even the diets. I mean, if you go on one of these diets, most of them are, you can have these certain things and nothing else, or buy our food and you'll lose weight. And they don't really teach you how to eat once you've lost the weight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's where this whole Personalize My Plate campaign with National Nutrition Month, but also that's what I do with my 6-month weight loss program, is help people to learn why something's better than another choice. The good things to choose from, the things that, okay, you can have a little bit of that, but you need to limit it or you're going to have consequences. And take time to develop the habits, find what fits into your lifestyle, your food preferences, how you're going to make better choices, basically. Mm-hmm. And then over the course of the coaching period, to learn how to not only learn how to make those choices, but develop the habits.
Exactly.
So that you, when you're done, it's not a diet, it's a healthy lifestyle plan, and you can just, as long as you stick with that plan, you should be able to maintain your weight, get better health. Sometimes you can even lower blood sugar if you're diabetic, or lower your blood pressure or your blood cholesterol by making those better choices. So that gives you better health, better energy.
Right. Well, let's going back to the comment you made that in the day of supersizing, nobody knows what a a portion is, or a healthy portion. So can you share a little bit about what healthy portions look like to some of us who think, everything is, 16 ounces or whatever?
Well, there's not really a healthy serving size for soda and potato chips.
Right, exactly. Cut the chips out.
But one of the rules of thumb for protein, about the size of your palm, is about a 4-ounce serving of meat. Mm-hmm. For fruits and vegetables, it's usually a half cup to a cup. Most people don't have any trouble supersizing fruits and vegetables. But
Right.
And then things like mashed potatoes have a very high glycemic index. They can spike your blood sugar very easily.
Right.
And so those you really ought to limit quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Whereas things like oatmeal or whole grain breads, things like that, 1 slice of bread is a serving.
Right.
And preferably whole grain rather than white bread. Mm-hmm. And a half cup for a lot of those things.
Right. And sometimes it's so funny because, I'll tell you something that I ate and you say, you didn't really have 4 ounces because I'm so worried that I'm doing too much. And it's like, that's probably 2.5, You're okay. You can eat a little bit more of your proteins or your vegetables and your fruits. So National Nutrition Month. It's a good opportunity for everybody to really take a look at their diet, especially now it's almost spring. And so I think we're all looking for, new beginnings, and as we're coming out of it a little bit for the most part, and don't quote me because I have no crystal ball on COVID, but, looking forward to warmer weather and being more active. Take a look at your diet too, because that really affects everything about you.
Right. It's going to affect how much energy you have to get out and do those fun things once you're able to do that again. A lot of people probably have put on a few COVID pounds because they haven't been getting out and doing very much. And of course, by this summer, hopefully people will be able to take some beach vacations and want to look good in their bathing suit.
So just a quick plug for Dr. Kathy's Health and Nutrition. I've been working with her for almost 6 months now. If you want to take a look at it, just give me a call. But thank you for joining us, and happy National Nutrition Month, Dr. Kathy Lesnick. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.
Food. It nourishes, brings us together, and adds flavor to life. That's why it's important to wash hands, surfaces, and fresh produce. Keep raw meat, poultry, and seafood separate from ready-to-eat foods like fruits and vegetables. And cook to proper temperatures using a food thermometer. Enjoy! And refrigerate leftovers within 2 hours. For more tips on safely preparing foods, visit homefoodsafety.org.
And welcome back to Community Connections. Get ready to move. Joining me now is Sasha Naz, owner, along with her husband Ben, of the Movement Studio here in Prescott Valley. Yay. And she is like the most dynamic, spirited, fabulous lady that can really get you moving at any time and make you feel good about doing it. But we're here talking about the other side of the house and your business with your husband, Footlight Productions, and you have coming up this weekend, The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, we're super excited about this production. We have 3 amazing casts.
Wait. 3 casts.
3 casts. So he had so many kids come to audition that he just spread them out and he had enough for 3 casts. So it's amazing. It's been triple the work for him, but he loves it. So we're really excited. Yeah, we open Thursday night and we go Thursday through Sunday.
So this coming Thursday, which is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th? March 4th?
Yes.
And then goes through the weekend?
Yeah, through the weekend.
So how different casts? Is it different age groups, or is it different skill levels, or is it just family putting, the same families together? There's a lot of dynamics in casting a show.
Definitely, because he does have siblings come out to audition. He just was able. He had so many talented kids that he was able to do actually age groups. So he has like a younger cast, and then kind of in the middle, and then like high school older kids, middle school, high school kids. So yeah, he's He's got 3, and they each have 2 shows. And then when the leads are not a lead, they're in the other shows as chorus or as other smaller parts. So like he worked it out so everybody has
So they're
a
in all
chance
of the
to
shows.
shine.
It's just whether they're in
Yeah.
the lead or in the chorus.
Yeah.
You know, that has to be, you know, you have to feel good about the success to have that many kids audition. Your reputation has been developed that this is what I want to do and participate. Inclusive, learning a great skill in theater. Ben is amazing. You know, his talent knows no bounds with his acting skills, his comedic skills, music. I mean, holy smokes, we could go the
Yes,
whole line.
he's the man
and I
of
say
everything.
this because I was able to work with them, and they did Grease and had a few of us adults in
That was
there, and I
fun.
played Miss Lynch, and so I got to experience what it was like to work with Ben and Sasha and all of the kids putting together a production, and it's first rate. It is so much fun. Where will you be performing?
So it'll be at our studio. We have a large 2,300 square foot space that he turns into like a black box theater.
Magically.
Yes, magically. We have theater lights hung. He's made curtains and he's made risers, so it's like riser seating. It's limited seating, but it's an intimate theater, and it's perfect for what he does with these kids, and that way they can practice at the studio and then also perform at the studio.
Right. So how does someone get tickets? How much are tickets?
Tickets are $10. Kids 5 and under are free if they sit on the lap, or he does spread out these. We have large mats that they love to sit on the floor and watch, so they kind of feel like they're in the show. They have the option to do that as well. And tickets, you can either, I wouldn't suggest at the door just because it's limited, but it's possible.
And it does sell out.
It does sell out. So either call our number 515-2919 or email Ben at themovementstudiopv.com, and then we can save tickets at will call.
And so I know, I mean, we're doing the show and it's just a few days away, so we hope you can get tickets. Give them a call. Your phone number again?
928-515-2919.
And then, I mean, they just don't close one show. They're going to start auditioning for another show, and that coming up will be
Peter Pan. So no rest for the weary. They are starting another production, Peter Pan, and that show will be May 14 through 16, I believe. So he needs to start audition process because we have spring break in between, but he wants to at least get the audition going, and then he'll be able to cast that after spring break. So Peter Pan, yeah, that's the next one.
And it's one of the favorites, and it's just a perfect family day out if you're looking for something to do with your kids. And live theater, they relate to what's going on stage. It is the youth versions of the plays, so therefore they run a little bit shorter, keep the attention span.
Yes.
So it's just a great way to spend an afternoon. And one of the things my son, who is 36, told me the other day, because I used to be very involved in the theater back in California, he says remember some of his fondest memories were going to the theater with Mom. And he remembers that, and it was just kind of made me feel good because I didn't know. I just drug him along, and saw youth performances and the things that I was involved in. So, again, experience the arts with your kids, and it's a very good, safe environment. They practice all of the protocols of health and safety over there. So I highly recommend taking your kids and family and seeing a wonderful production, The Wizard of Oz. And then coming up, if they have any interest, have them audition for Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Very inclusive, accepting group when you're in performance.
Yes, absolutely. It helps build confidence. They all become friends. It's a really cool, tight unit that they have going on. So I love that, and it just keeps expanding. And from ages, my son is 6. I think there might be a 5-year-old. Even younger than my son, up to 18 years old.
Well, now Eldon
So
started at
Eldon started at 3. Yeah. He was
He's
super
becoming
tight.
quite the professional
he
now.
He really is.
He
He's
was
a crack
just
up.
darling in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Just adorable. His confidence is just watch him mature on stage.
Yeah.
So it's great. Well, we got a little bit of time here, so I want to talk about Footlight Productions is part of the Movement Studio, just another piece of it and the offerings that we have in beautiful Prescott Valley with Sasha and Ben. A little bit about the Movement Studio.
So the Movement Studio is a dance, fitness, karate studio that we started. Actually, we're on our 9th year.
Yay!
March marks our 9th year anniversary. So we opened up, we moved here from Tucson, didn't know a soul, and we just had our dream and our passions, and it's become such a community, second home for a lot of people. It's wonderful. So our whole premise was a family-based business where you can come and mom can work out, you know, the son or daughter can be taking karate in the other studio, and then the son or daughter can be taking dance in another studio, all at the same time. So all under one roof. We have free childcare for all fitness classes. We just want to have a place that the whole family can come and move and be healthy and have fun.
We were so lucky because I remember 9 years ago when I met you guys and came into town and said, how are we so fortunate to have this talented couple pick Prescott Valley to open the studio and watch you grow from there. The struggles through COVID. Oh, let's go back to last year and how crazy it was for you, but you hung in there.
Yeah, we
and
fought.
now coming back out the other side. Again, it's National Nutrition Month, but nutrition is nothing without fitness too. So put it all together. Give Sasha and Ben a call and kind of put that back into your life. And maybe if you want to perform, there might be an opportunity for you to perform too, because you do dance performances.
We have dance from 18 months through adult. My adult dance class, we have several adult dance classes now. It started with just a general class, and now we have tap, we have ballet.
And let's give everybody the website real quick because we're running out of time.
Oh yes, it's themovementstudiopv.com.
There you go. Just have thank you, Sasha. Thank you all for joining us. We'll have a great 2 weeks.